Hare Krishna. Welcome to our show Ask a Hare Krishna, the ultimate solution. Today viewers' questions will be answered by His Grace Krishna Chandra Prabhu. Krishna Chandra Prabhu was born within the Hare Krishna movement. From the age of 15 to 18 years, Krishna Chandra Prabhu was serving as a book distributor in his hometown, Brazil. In the year 2010, he moved to Mayapur, West Bengal, India to join Bhaktivedanta Gurukula, and he is studying there since then. Later in the year 2012, Krishna Chandra Prabhu got initiated on the Gaura Purnima festival in Mayapur by His Holiness Bhakti Dhira Damodara Swami Maharaj, a very senior and the first Sannyasi disciple of His Holiness Bhakti Tirtha Swami Maharaj, who is a very dearest disciple of Srila Prabhupada, the founder-acharya of the International Society for Krishna Consciousness, ISKCON. Krishna Chandra Prabhu has completed the Cakshu Shastra, a 3-year course based on the deep study of Srimad Bhagavad Gita and Caitanya Sikshamrita. He is also pursuing Darshana Cakshu, a 12-year course which includes details and scrutinizing study of Srimad Bhagavatam, Brahma Samhita and Laghu Bhagavatamrita. Apart from that, he holds a degree in Bhakti Shastri. Currently, he is serving as a personal servant of His Holiness Bhaktivedanta Gurukula Maharaj, who is also a very senior disciple of Srila Prabhupada, who is heading the Bhaktivedanta Gurukula in Mayapur. So let's take up the very first question for our show.
Hare Krishna, my name is Kratika Jain from Jaipur. My question to you is, what is Diksha? How one can take Diksha? And what are the rules we have to follow after taking Diksha?
Hare Krishna Mataji, thank you very much for your question. So Diksha means spiritual initiation. So first of all, you have to approach a bona fide spiritual master who is following in the previous acharyas in a bona fide disciplic succession. In our case, ISKCON, we are in the Brahma Madhu Gaudiya Sampradaya line. So First of all, you have to approach a bona fide spiritual master, pure devotee of the Lord. So, in that, so how to approach a bona fide spiritual master? So you have to follow like the Lord's instruction in Bhagavad Gita. He says, "Tadvidhi pranipatena pranipashnena sevaya." So, after you have awakened that desire for spiritual life, so as you approach a spiritual master, he will be engaging you in devotional service. So you have, and naturally your heart will start to be purified, and naturally questions will come and your doubts. So you will be inquiring. So this is one of the aspects. So you start inquiring, and he will start answering all your doubts according to your mood and your service. The part which is saying sevaya. So it's you develop that relationship of service with your spiritual master. So you're serving him with all sincerity. So he will start all the questions that you have for him. He will be answering them, and you will be getting all the answers, and then your heart will start being purified. So you get rid of all the confusions that you might have, and then in that way you will start feeling inspiring to take up devotional service more seriously. So the rule that is our standard is that we follow, every spiritual master will ask you to chant minimum 16 rounds a day and follow 4 regulative principles, which are no meat eating, no intoxication, no gambling, and no illicit sex. So these are 4 principles of irreligiosity. So and at the same time, by following that, you're also following the 4 principles of religiosity. which is mercy, cleanliness, and compassion and truthfulness. So that brings you to a standard of being actually a human being, and in that platform you can start executing devotional service. Because if you're in a platform of breaking all these principles, you're living, as Srila Prabhupada mentioned, you're not living, you're living as good as an animal. So you can't really practice Krishna consciousness, which is meant for human beings in that state. So you'll naturally have to make a promise to your spiritual master to follow these 4 principles and to chant the minimum amount of rounds of the holy name of the Lord, which is 16 rounds. And that's actually the direct process that will actually purify your heart. So that's the most important instruction that you will be having to follow from your spiritual master, to chant the holy name of the Lord, because it's the Yuga Dharma. Is coming directly from Goloka Vrindavan, Golokera Premadana Harinam Sankirtan. So that's the most feasible process to achieve pure love for Krishna. So yes, I hope this answer your questions. And I can add one more thing, is that which is very important for the aspiring disciple, is that you'll be very sure about the person who you surrender to that spiritual master, because once you actually make a commitment to him, you have to carry out for life, and you cannot disobey his instructions, because that's the 3rd offense on chanting the holy name. So if his mood is not doesn't match with your mood of devotional service, if you feel you cannot fully surrender yourself to that person, it's better not take initiation from him. You have to be sure that you can actually fully surrender yourself and follow his instructions for life, and then you'll make fast progress and your spiritual life will be successful. Thank you.
Hare Krishna. Prabhuji, my question is, which element of spiritual person is closest to the God? I repeat, which element of a spiritual person is closest to the God? Mind, heart, soul, or none of these? And please specify why you select a certain category. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So your question is related to Sambandha Gyan. So we have to understand our relationship, who we are. So as we know, we are parts and parcels of Krishna, Satchidananda Vigraha. Krishna is, as it's mentioned in Brahma Samhita, Ishvaraf Parama Krishna Satchidananda Vigraha. So he is the supreme controller and the supreme enjoyer. So we are parts and parcels of him, and he has 3 main energies: the superior, the marginal, and the inferior energy. So the superior energy is his internal potency, which is divided into 3 other categories that we're not going to get into, and then the marginal potency, which is the Tatashta Shakti, which are the living entities, the jivas, we. So, and the inferior energy, which is this material world, the Maya, the external energy of the Lord. So we are parts and parcels of Krishna, and our nature, as was mentioned by Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, is Jivera Swarupa Hoy Nitya Krishna Das. We are eternal servants of Lord Shri Krishna. So that's our natural state. That's what is most natural for us, for the living entity, to be serving the Lord, serving Krishna. So the heart and mind is there. So in the case of the heart, that's where the seeds of desires are. So when we are in the material world, that those desires, they are covered by Maya, by the ignorance. So we have the tendency to perceive and see everything connected to the body and the material body and mind, and everything we see is separate from Krishna, from God. we see everything for our own personal gratification, and we don't consider that everything is coming from Krishna, and we don't consider that our original position is to be serving Krishna. So, and then our desires will be in our heart will be contaminated. But if we take up a devotional service, which is our natural condition, and then our heart will naturally become purified, and then we can understand that our relationship with Krishna is that we are eternal servants of Krishna. And the mind, it will also be functioning according to our identification. If we identify with the body, the mind will be, because the function of the mind is to accept and reject things, and also to be thinking, feeling, and willing. So all our thoughts will be connected to the body and to satisfying our senses and this material body. So, but when it's purified by the process of devotional service, and then the mind will start perceiving things also and accepting and rejecting according to what is most brings most benefit for the spirit soul. So in this way, what is closest to God, closest to Krishna, is ourselves, is the spirit soul. So, and by practicing devotional service, that's how we can actually be in contact with Krishna and be with Him. Otherwise, we will be serving the external energy, as I have mentioned, and then that's when you are very, very far from Krishna. So the closest you can get to Krishna and the most happy you can actually be is when you're practicing devotional service. Thank you.
Hello, Hare Krishna. Guruji, I have one question. First of all, I want to tell you that I am connected with ISKCON Faridabad, and I have one question that how to dispose of the old clothes or old belongings. The reason why I am asking this question is because I have heard that karma transfer takes place if we give our older clothes to maid or some other poor people. So, but then how to resolve this? Because we have to go to the office also, we have to go to some parties and daily routine. So we have so many clothes with us. So now it is not possible to make all the old clothes adjuster because there are so many clothes. So, and if we give it to the poor people, then the karma transfer takes place. So my question is how to dispose of the old clothes or old belongings, because you cannot keep each and everything at home as well. So I request you to please suggest so that we can make use of those older clothes and make our house clean as well. Thank you so much.
Hare Krishna, Mataji. So I would not be so concerned about this. Is a minor thing, and if you are practicing devotional service, so naturally everything will be taken care of. So even like living itself, we need to kill so many other living entities for just maintaining ourselves. We have so much debt to forefathers, for demigods, because they all engaged and we have connection to them, and they are doing their service towards us. So we have many karma to be fulfilling in that way. So, but if you just surrender to Krishna, as he says in Bhagavad Gita, Sarvadharma Parityaja, give up everything else and just surrender to me, and then I'll protect you from everything. You don't need to be fearing all these things. So if you just take that instruction from Krishna and surrender to him and just do your devotional service, so naturally by serving Krishna you're serving the root of everything. So all the other things will naturally be taken care of. Everyone and everything will be happy naturally, will be satisfied with your service. So you don't have to endeavor separately for the other things. So if you take up seriously devotional service, so that's a minor thing. You can give out your clothes, because anyway you would be giving out your own karma, but so you don't have to really worry about that, because Krishna will take care of all this little detail that seemingly is a problem for us. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, please extend humble obeisances. Prabhuji, my question is that when we put tilak, we see that the part of the tilak are the two lotus feet of the Lord, and other part is the tulsi. But my question is that why Lord himself puts the tilak? If the two lines shows the lotus feet of the Lord, then what is the need of the Lord to put the tilak? Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, thank you for your question. Yes, I also had thought about that before. I think many people, many devotees probably think about this. So, as I understand, Krishna, he also goes to Gurukula. He also meditates on himself when he wakes up. So, but he's the Supreme Master. Why would he need to go to Gurukula, and accept a master? Why would he need to meditate on himself? But so he is doing all this because first is his culture. That's what is the Vedic culture. That's what he likes to do as a person. That's how he likes to live, and that's what he likes to do. So the tilak mark is a very auspicious mark, and is also representing the devotees' surrender to Krishna, and is a very auspicious decoration for the body itself, and bring many auspicious things to one's life. So I can tell you one example is that Krishna even says that if one invites a Vaishnava with tilak marks in his forehead to take prasadam at his house, he will deliver that person, that family. So you see, is a very auspicious, and the Lord is very pleased by us having tilak marks. And it's not just about putting tilak, having the clay, the tilak, but it's also the essence is that we are chanting the Lord's name in all these parts of the body. So that our body will be purified by chanting the name, and will be able to absorb more spiritual energy into our consciousness. So it's a very auspicious thing to be doing, and to be putting tilak on. And it's also, as I mentioned, a sign of surrender. So it's not something that you just put for fashion or to show off and anything like that. You should, if you actually putting tilak on, that means that you're taking up devotional service seriously, you're trying to surrender to Krishna and to the spiritual master, and you really care about those things. And so that's my answer for you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. My name is Parthiban, and my city is Nachargoil, Kumbakonam. My question is, how will be engaged throughout the day in Krishna consciousness? Please explain me, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, thank you very much for your question. It's a very, very important question, and you can see from many angles and answer from many angles. But as for myself, I would say that one thing that my teacher always tells me is that you should always remember Krishna and never forget him. So this is also an injunction in the Shastra, that all the rules and regulations of the Shastra, it's meant to be fulfilling these two purposes, to always remember Krishna and never forget him. So it sounds like it's the same thing, to always remember Krishna and never forget him, but there is a difference. To always remember Krishna means that you are directly, the situation, the activity, and the results of such activities is meant for Krishna. And so like our 9 process, chanting, hearing, remembering, worshipping the deity, offering prayers, so all those processes are directly meant for Krishna. So that's the part where you always remember Krishna. That should be our focus. But at the same time, we also have our conditionings, our conditioned nature, our anarthas, and we might have some desires, personal desires. So those things, you have to find a way to connect them to Krishna, and they can be connected to Krishna. So that's the part where you never forget Krishna. So in your day-to-day life, if you have to go to work, you probably, this question I feel is coming from that, because you have to deal with material things, with people outside who are not interested in Krishna consciousness, who are talking all kinds of nonsense. So you just have to do your work, and but internally you have to be focusing on Krishna, and whatever you get from this work, you should offer to Krishna. The result, the activity itself is not direct to Krishna, but the result of it, whatever you gain from that activities, you can transfer into Krishna, you can connect it to Krishna, and that will purify yourself as well. So in this way, I would say you have to really try to focus on the main activities of devotional service, especially chanting your rounds. So in the morning you try your best to really focus in the chanting of the holy name. So throughout your day, and in fact throughout your life, you will be able to be connecting those things that are still not directly for Krishna, but you will be able to offer the results to Krishna. So as for one example I can give, which is very simple, everyone can relate to, is that if you have a desire to eat something that you really like, let's say you really like spaghetti, so you really want to eat spaghetti, so you go to the kitchen, you prepare your spaghetti, and for Karmi, he'll also do the same activity. He'll also go the way how you prepare, everything will be the same as you were doing, but the result of it, when the spaghetti is done, he'll just eat it. He'll just think of gratifying himself. So Krishna will be not connected at all. But you should, after you finish preparing, you should bring to Krishna and ask him to first accept, because he's the supreme enjoyer. So please accept this offering I have to you, and then you can after that you can satisfy your own desire of having a spaghetti, and that will be connected to Krishna. That means you didn't forget Krishna. So now on the other side, if you think, oh, what would Krishna like to eat today? What can I cook for Krishna? And then you go to the kitchen thinking what the Lord would like to eat, what he likes to eat. Should I make some samosas? Should I make some rasagulas? What you think of what Krishna likes to eat, and you offer to him. So the activity itself and everything is already directly for Krishna. So you always remember Krishna. You're in that state of consciousness that you're always remembering Krishna. So the activity and the result and everything will be just offered to Krishna. So that's the highest. But as we have some conditionings, so we have to, in the beginning, especially in our spiritual life, we have to follow the sadhana bhakti, the rules and regulations, because they will give support for us to be always remember Krishna, and in cases that we never forget him. So, and naturally when you make spiritual advancement, you'll naturally come to the platform that you'll be always remembering Krishna. It takes time, it's gradual, but we keep on pushing, we keep on trying, associating with devotees, and then we'll be able to achieve that platform. Thank you for your question.
So this brings us to the end of the show. Thank you for watching Ask a Hare Krishna, the ultimate solution. If you have any spiritual questions, then kindly send your questions as audio or video clips by WhatsApp to 9987060606 or by email to askhktv@gmail.com. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.